So today we're going to take a look at AngularJS and a quick to-do app in Visual Studio 2013. This is a little different than my regular SharePoint stuff, but there's a lot of energy behind Angular. It's a big time saver. I'm still learning a bit about it, and just wanted to share with you guys a quick app that only takes all of maybe 5 minutes to put together, and sort of demonstrate as I learn Angular and share with you guys what I'm finding. So here we have an empty website project in the background. So on the right hand side, you see Web Application 3. I gave it an HTML page and a JavaScript file. Both of them are empty. And we went ahead and added the AngularJS package. So we have Angular. We have two empty files. Let's go take a look at the code. Now, this is an empty HTML file, not a whole lot to it. Let's go ahead and work on our app. And the way we declare that is with ng-app. And then we're going to have a controller. And the name of that's going to be to-do controller. Within that, we'll go ahead and put a little h1 for to-do. That'll be the name of our app we're working on. Let's put down a horizontal rule, and we're going to have a bulleted list of to-do items. And those are going to be repeat. All right. Now on each to-do item, we're going to have a checkbox. Cool. And we're going to go ahead and bind that to the done attribute. And then over here, we're going to have a span. And we'll style it based on whether it's done or not. And we'll put the name of the to-do item. So that's our list of checkboxes. And down here, we're going to have a form. Give that a little function. And for this, we're going to have a new to-do. I'll give it a placeholder text type here. That's where we'll add new items to our to-do list. Value equals add. Okay. So that's an HTML page. And we'll do our JavaScript function here in just a second. Let's go take a look at the page just as is, without really anything behind it at all. So we're looking at a text box for new thing to do, and an add button to put it on the list, and we'll check them whether they're done or not. So that's the general idea of our app. Now let's work on some of the brains. We'll go ahead and declare our JavaScript function. To do controller scope. Now here we're going to have scope to do's, a boolean and a string. The string will be the name of the to-do item, and the boolean is whether or not it's completed. So that's kind of our data model there. Okay. And we'll go ahead and work up the add function, right? So we're going to have scope dot add to do equals function. Good stuff, yep. Push a new item in, and the name will be new to do, and we're going to go ahead and default the done attribute to false. And at the same time, let's go ahead and clear that new field and set it equal to nothing. So that should enumerate our items and then allow us to add one. Let's go ahead and run. Something's missing. Something's missing. You know what's missing? Our reference to Angular. So we run our app, and now we can see our list of to-do items with our checkbox. And if we put something new on the list, we can add stuff here. And that's by typing an enter key. Or we can also click on add. It's pretty cool. And it would be really nice if we could check items and then go ahead and remove them and mark them as complete. And also maybe if we have like a running total of how many items there are and how many have been checked. So let's go ahead and work on that. We'll put remaining out of todos.length total. Okay, and let's go ahead and do a link. Like an archive function here. And that should give us a link to click. And now we need an archive function to actually do the work. So scope archive equals function. There we go. And the way this works is we want to keep the old stuff in memory. Go ahead and purge what is in memory. And then for each item in the old, we want to run a function on each of those and say if the to-do is not done, then scope to-dos push the current to-do. So we'll go ahead and essentially purge the list and build it up with the ones that aren't done. Now we need a little bit more. Let me make this larger so we can kind of see what we have. Remaining. Scope remaining. And the idea here is going to be to count how many have been checked. Okay. Go ahead and default a count of 0. And we're actually going to do almost the same sort of logic. So we're going to go for all the items in the to-dos. Put those together out here. Okay. And if to-do.done, and return C. So that should give us kind of a running count. And here we have our link. Let's go try it out. 2 out of total. Well, if I click archive, it removes items. That part's pretty cool. The total number seems to be off. To-do.link. That's to-dos, plural. There it is. There's the IntelliSense kicking in. Good deal. So to-dos.length. There we go. 2 out of 3. Test. Another. Here. 5 out of 6. 6 out of 6. So if I go ahead and archive 5 of them, then I've only got 1 out of 6 left. Yeah. Cool. And we could probably rephrase that to make it a little bit easier to understand. But yeah, that's the general idea. There's our finished product. There's our Angular code in the background. So we've got our checklist, and can add things to it. Check them off to watch the totals change, and archive to remove them. Pretty cool and really easy. I would point out that none of the HTML has an ID attribute. We're not using document get element by ID. I also don't really have traditional event handlers like on click or on change. We're relying on the Angular magic of the controller to bring in all of these various ng attributes and go ahead and do things that way, which is pretty cool. It's definitely a nice example to work from. Thanks for watching.